Hey folks, we are here today with my friend BlackHeart. So tell us how you got started riding.
Well, I used to ride some dirt bikes back when I was but a wee child, and I did that on the family farm with my cousins and everything, and just thought that was the funnest thing ever. And then, of course, I moved to the bright lights and big city of Los Angeles from Tennessee and got away from the sport for a long, long time. And then I moved to Arkansas after a short stint in Missouri. And when I came to Arkansas and I started working here at Picture Harley Davidson, the bug really got back to me. And I became a passenger, which I call Fender Fluff, for a couple of years. And that was really fun. But something just kept telling me I needed to ride my own. So I always knew I wanted a Softail Deluxe. That was my bike. That was my thing. So in 2014, I actually purchased my first bike, which was a Sportster 1200 low, because it was black and pink and had pink wall tires, and that's my thing. So I kept that for a couple of years, but I always knew I wanted that deluxe. And one day during demo rides, I was at the cash register doing my job, and I saw a purple and pink Softail Deluxe go right across the front window to get in line for demo rides. I went out, I took a picture of it, walked back into the general manager, said, "Are you going to make me a deal on this?" He said, "Yep." I said, "Pull it out of line." So I bought my Softail Deluxe without sitting on it, without riding it, without touching it in any way. I bought it, took the course a couple of weeks later for my 50th birthday, so now we know I'm old. And I've been riding ever since. I love my Deluxe. It's awesome. I've tricked it out. Pink LEDs, running boards, windshield, heated grips, cool handlebars. It's just awesome. I even have a sugar skull on my seat with a little black heart in the middle of the forehead because my road name is BlackHeart. If you know, you know.
So now, did someone give you your road name?
Well, I was given the first road name by a fellow coworker here at Pig Trail as Ginger Snap. And that lasted for about 6 or 7 months. And one day I was just having a rough day, and I always comment about my black soul and my blackness and just, down in the dump stuff. And someone said, "Well, that goes along with your black heart." And I said, "Oh my gosh, that's it. That's my road name." So I became BlackHeart, and it has stuck. So
now, does your bike have a name?
my bike's name is Vixxen, Vixxen.
That's right.
Only because BlackHeart is taken on a motorcycle license plate. So I couldn't get BlackHeart, which is not my bike's name, but I was trying to get BlackHeart for my license plate on my bike. Wasn't available, so I named my bike Vixxen. So that is my license plate and the name of my bike.
Nice. And your bike is what year? You said 2014?
My bike is a 2016. I traded in the Sportster and got the Softail Deluxe 2016 brand new with 4 miles on it. Still have it, still love it, not getting rid of it.
So how many miles do you have on it now?
I'm pushing 50,000 right now. So a little less than I wanted, a little less than I planned for. I try and do between 10 and 15,000 a year. Sometimes I hit that, sometimes I don't quite, but that's my goal. So I'm approaching my 50,000 miles.
That's awesome. So what's been one of your favorite trips so far since you've been riding your own?
Well, our group of friends try and get together every year and take a nice long trip. So I'm going places that I've never been to before, and to be able to do that on a motorcycle is really awesome, and to share it with all of our friends, that's even better. I don't know that I have a particular favorite one, but I do like the mountains, the curves. The more curves, the better. I'm a big fan of that. We've done the Tail of the Dragon, we've done Sturgis, we've gone out west. We're planning a trip next to go east for next year. So we try and go places that we haven't been before, but I think those road trips with the friends are just like, you can't buy that kind of camaraderie and that kind of companionship, brotherhood, sisterhood, and get to ride at the same time. It's just something that I encourage everyone to do, to be able to get out there and do that, whether you ride as a passenger or you ride your own. It's just something, just take those trips and just get out there, because the things that you see and you experience with those friends, you're never going to get that back.
It's making the miles count.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
So you've got about 50,000 miles. Now, have you done any hog challenges?
No, I haven't.
Harley.
I have not participated in the hog challenges, only because For one thing, I work on Saturdays, and a lot of the things are on Saturdays. Some of their events, their rides. I am a member of our local HOG chapter as well as the national, but I have not participated in those specifically. The one challenge I do every year is called Angels on Asphalt. That's during the month of May for the Women's Riding Month, and that is a mileage challenge for all ladies of any type of bike that you ride. We do a challenge where you can win prizes and things like that for the month of May. You just log in your miles, and this May I did 4,188 miles. So next year my goal is 5,000 miles for the month. So sometimes that seems like a lot, but while you're out there doing that, whether it's solo or with a group, you're logging in those miles and making those memories. So that's just kind of like cherry on the pie there. And then to be recognized at the end of the month for an accomplishment on a personal goal, as well as sharing that with other lady riders. So that I do every year, and I encourage other women to get out and ride.
That is always fun, and just kind of yeah, we kind of razz each other just in good fun, right? That's the whole purpose.
It's a friendly competition, and I think I've decided I'll let the cat out of the bag now. Each year I'm going to change my name in the challenge, because every year they see BlackHeart up there, and I kind of stay up at the top of the leaderboard most of the time, and I have won the last 3 years for the employee challenge part of that. But I think I'm going to start changing my road name every year to something different and spice it up a little bit, so you never know who's in the lead. Could be me.
That's right. Well, it's not just changing your road name, but changing your identity for the mileage competition, right?
Yep.
Right. So you mentioned that you do ride alone some. When you get out and ride, do you ride more? What's your mix? Is it kind of by yourself, with friends, with a group, kind of?
I'm not a big fan of large group riding. Our core group of about 10 people, 12 people, that's my comfort zone. I do like to ride in the back of the pack, so I do like to ride sweep more. That's my comfort location. But generally, I could just get up one day on a Sunday and just say, I'm going riding today, and I'll go out by myself and do 200-300 miles and then go back home. That doesn't bother me at all. That's exhilarating. That's freeing. I put my music on and I just ride. I stop when I want, head back home when I want. So I wouldn't say I prefer one over the other. I like small groups. I like our core group of friends, but I also like riding around alone. It doesn't scare me to ride alone. I've gone to Texas. I've gone Oklahoma. I've gone, overnight trips by myself, 1,000 miles by myself, there and back. So that doesn't bother me, and it's kind of exciting to be on the road by yourself, and you get those thumbs up from other riders or from people in cars and everything. Just, excited to see a lady out there on her own doing what she does. So I like it all.
So since we have awesome riding in Northwest Arkansas, what are some of your favorite roads and your favorite kind of go-to if you, like you said, wake up on a Sunday morning, it's like, hey, I'm going to get out. What's some of your default roads you like to ride around here? Do you have any favorites?
I like riding Highway 10 that goes over to Tahlequah. That goes along the river. That's a fun one. I also like going over to Roaring Rivers, taking Highway 37 over and dropping down into Roaring Rivers, going up 86. Going 76 over to the cafe over there at Cape Fair and having a nice lunch. That's a really nice road over in Missouri. I just like to go anywhere. I don't always know the road numbers. I just kind of know the routes that I like. So
you just go, right?
So I just go. I just point a direction. I pick a time I want to be back home, and then there I go.
Since you have a very cool bike that stands out, what's some of your favorite things? I know you mentioned a few minutes ago you rattled off a bunch of stuff about it. What's some of your favorite things you like? Obviously, you knew what you wanted. So what's some of the favorite things that you like about your bike?
Well, one of the things I really love is I'm not a fairing person. So my bike, being a deluxe, does not have a fairing, does not have all of the bells and whistles as far as an infotainment system, a GPS system, and that's totally fine with me. I prefer, if I'm going to be out on the road, I've got my earphones if I want to listen to music, but I don't prefer the look of the fairing. That's just not for me. So having my bike the way that I like it, just the ape hangers, the mini ape hangers. I've got the road boards that I really like. I've got everything matches. I'm one of those girls that stuff's got to match.
Yep, gotta match.
So I like the embroidery on my seat with my sugar skull. I've got the little barn shield in pink embroidered on the back seat. I like the color of my bike, the pinstriping, just everything about it is me. And people tell me when they see my bike and they see me with my bike, that's just for me. They know that's my bike. They know it's me, and they know what it's like. So, and I think everyone is like that with their bike. You become one with your bike. They say animals become looking like their owners at some time. I think bikes kind of go with their owners as well. If you saw me on a bike with a fairing, you probably would say, that's not you. That doesn't fit you. And that's the way I feel. So that's what I like about my bike being more unique than some of the other ones around. And it's not your typical, hey, who owns the black Harley?
Yeah.
So
I know, right?
Yep.
Who has the bag? Now, I don't remember, have you added bags or not?
No, I do not have saddlebags.
Okay.
I go back and forth on that. I like them and would like them for the storage capabilities, but I also like my Vance and Hines long shots on my pipes, and I like them being seen and out in the open and not under some bags. But at some point, if I keep shopping, I'm going to need saddlebags.
True, dog, you will. What else you like to share about just being a lady rider?
Well, I think in today's world, we are seeing more and more and more lady riders. And that's encouraging because hopefully women can mentor each other, be there for each other, use that bond of sisterhood and ride with each other and be a part of something that's bigger than they are. Plus, we got to show up the guys every now and then. We got to get out there and ride. We can do it. We're not,
absolutely.
We don't have to be on the back seat and be Fender Fluff. If you choose to do that, that's awesome. That's the way that you bond and you make your world about that, and that's perfect. For those of us that are out there on our own and riding our own, we need to be out there more. It's fun. It's exhilarating. It's empowering. It helps you in your day-to-day stress. If you ride to work and you get stressed, that ride home, I guarantee you, is going to de-stress you before you even get to your driveway. Take the long way home. That's what I do. I have a route that I can get to work pretty quick on, but at the end of the day, when I'm riding home, I take that long way around home. And it may take me an hour and a half to get home, but that's perfect. That's my time. That's the de-stressor time. And I think ladies need to recognize that as well. You can use it as one of those tools in your day-to-day life. If you're stressed, you get out, ride your bike. That clears that right up. You want to get away from the kids. You want to get away from the husband. You want to get away from the dog. Whatever it is you want to do, you can get on that bike and you can go achieve that and then feel better at the end of the day for doing it.
Okay, so I have a very random question. I just thought about this because I have a very lightweight jacket in my saddlebag. I have my riding jacket this morning, and it wasn't warm enough, but I have a saddlebag that I have a jacket thrown in that, believe me, I will put on when I leave. But what do you do since you don't have saddlebags? I just think of random stuff like that. It's like, okay, now it's dropped 10 degrees.
Well, I rode today. As you see, I have a sweatshirt on. I have a tank top on. I have jeans on. I have leggings on under the jeans. I also have a windproof jacket that I will wear over my sweatshirt. I have gloves. Of course, I have a head wrap. Today I'm wearing the one that is a velvet on the inside, so it's more like an ear warmer for your ears. And then, of course, my helmet. Right. So when I ride, I am a layering person. So okay. I know my temperatures, I know what I'm comfortable with, and I know how many layers I'm going to need to wear to make myself comfortable. So even without saddlebags, there's always a way you can layer up. If I get too warm with that, I can always take my jacket off. I'll tie my sweatshirt around my waist and then wear my jacket. I can make arrangements. I can, go in and take off the leggings, and I do have room. I do have a little bag that's on my bar.
That's right.
So I do have some aspect of I can warm up or cool down as needed. But typically through the day, if I'm layered, that's the way I stay, and that's how I stay comfortable.
Gotcha. I forgot about your little bag. You do, and that's probably enough for your your wallet or purse
Yep.
or an extra couple of layers, if you will.
Yep. I also have the quote unquote fanny pack, which holds my key fob. It holds my wallet with everything, my change, my money, everything like that in it. Holds my phone. So everything that I have to have, I can put it in that little fanny pack, and then I just wear that all day long, and that takes care of everything that I have to have. Then I have glasses. I have cleaning towels and cleaning supplies in my little bag that's on my bike. So either way I go, I'm ready for whatever comes my way.
Right, right. So now, do you have room in your little bag to carry like an extra bottle of water, or
I could, if I wanted to, I could make room for that. I have a bigger travel bag that I can put on the back, a small piece of luggage. So if I'm going somewhere I know I'm going to be gone all day and I want those extra things, I can put that just on the back on my luggage rack. It's just a small little luggage, and it'll hold plenty of water. It'll hold my leather jacket if I fold it up. It'll hold water, anything that I want to put in there, even if I stop at the store for a t-shirt.
So since you're very familiar with motor clothes, and this is just what's some good things that you could recommend maybe for a new rider, things to kind of think about or have on hand that would work as it's getting cooler riding weather? Spit that out.
Well, my go-to, I do not wear full finger gloves myself. Year round, I wear fingerless gloves. I must wear gloves because that helps in safety and in comfort. But I will tell, if someone is new, I would tell them to try on both pairs of gloves, both kinds of styles of gloves. If it's a springtime, I would encourage them to go ahead and get full finger gloves to start with, no matter what, because then they'll be able to see how their grip is and how their feel is. I started with full finger gloves, and that just wasn't something for me, so I transitioned to a fingerless glove, and that for me works excellent, which in turn brings in the heated grips. So you add the heated grips to the bike. So even with fingerless gloves and having heated grips, that gets me through the years. I'm good to about 35 to 40 degrees. I can be comfortable with that.
Okay.
Anything below about 35 degrees, that's probably going to be a little too cold. Then I want to ride any distance in anyway. So I would say start with full finger gloves and then transition to a fingerless, or have both seasonally. For me, I like wearing men's t-shirts when I ride because they seem to be a little longer, and I always sit on my the back of the shirt, because we don't like those little things flying up as we're going down the road. For me, a men's t-shirt is more comfortable for riding, and then I save the bling for short trips or non-riding there. But a good riding jacket, like you said, you have a lightweight jacket, layering, finding a good jacket and good layering that you can do. So when you're not used to something, you don't want to get too bulky to begin with because you're still learning to ride. You're still getting in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So if you have a mid-range jacket that you can layer with and make it warmer or cooler as you go, that gets you your mobility. So as you're learning to ride and getting better. The other thing I would say a must-have is comfortable riding boots. I've had the boots I have on right now, I bought in 2013, and I'm still wearing them.
Wow.
They are still in good condition.
Let me get that here. Whoa.
They're dirty, but they're in good condition.
Right. Yeah.
So I've been wearing those since 2013. So a good pair of comfortable riding boots is a must. And I always suggest, even though you might be a passenger riding, I always encourage ladies to get riding boots, even if they're just a passenger. That will help you in your comfort. That will help you just on the road. You can wear them all day long and still be in comfort. The fashion boots are cute, but at some point, if you're on a long trip and you're wearing fashion boots on the back of a bike, you know, your comfort could be compromised, as well as your safety. So I always encourage, no matter rider or passenger, get some good riding boots regardless.
Yeah, very good point. It's really more about safety.
Right.
That, but yeah.
True.
I mean, we all like to be cute and sparkly.
Right. Well, that's why I put the accessories on the bike. You put
Right.
the LEDs that change color on your headlights as you go around. You get
Right.
that. You put little bling things on your gas tank. You do some
Abs-
other little things to your bike so you become safe. You want to be safe and visible. Um, I wear a half helmet. I prefer a half helmet over a full face or a 3/4. I've always worn half helmets, and that's my comfort zone. But I always wear a helmet, even in states that don't require helmets. I always wear a helmet, and that's just something I would encourage everyone to do too. Because it's cute to have your ponytail blowing in the breeze, but if something should happen, that helmet is going to protect you.
and to each his own,
Right?
right? To each
Right?
his own. As you see a lot of female writers, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, that has grown in our area,
Mm-hmm.
especially. What do you encourage those that are thinking about taking that next step? And they're like, well, I'm really not sure. Maybe they're a passenger today. Maybe they don't ride
Mm-hmm.
at all. What would you what would you encourage them?
Well, if they're interested in it, if they're thinking about it, I would say take the Riding Academy course. We do offer that here at Pig Trail. So, for a minimal amount of money, you can be taught by professionals everything about safety, how to work the bike, how to stand up the bike, how to brake quickly, your turns, your curves. They will teach you everything and get you familiar with what riding a motorcycle would be like. And then you can decide from there, do you want to continue on? Is that something you like? Was that something you don't think is for you? I also would encourage, if you're thinking about it, to take the course, get your endorsement, and then if you can't decide on a bike, maybe rent a bike for the weekend. You can go to the rental department and rent a Sportster, rent a touring bike,
Yeah, or a
rent a trike,
heritage.
rent a heritage. You can
Yeah.
rent different models and you can ride those for the weekend or however many days you want to rent it for. And then that'll tell you, oh, I love this bike. I love this style. This is the one I want. Instead of, now I just spent X amount of dollars on this bike because I thought it was cute, and you don't feel comfortable riding it, or you don't like something about it, or it just doesn't fit you. If you rent a bike, you can try them all. You can rent them all and ride them and see what might be a better fit for you. So if you're on that fence, I would say take the riding course, get to know the bikes, maybe rent a bike for a weekend, ask your friends what they started on, ask them what they like, what they don't like about their bikes and about riding. Maybe it's just not something that you want to pursue. A lot of ladies prefer to be on the back as a passenger, and that's awesome for them because that's what they enjoy. So they may not be interested in riding on their own, and that's totally fine too. Riding two up is, that's just as fun.
But
So,
then you know how to operate the bike
right,
again should something happen to
right,
your partner, like several other ladies have mentioned.
right.
And that's why Sheila recently did that,
Mm-hmm.
just so that she knows if
Right.
something happens while they're out on the bike.
Yeah, even if
So,
it's just a friend that you're right, that you might be a passenger, but maybe your friend has an issue on the bike and they need someone to be able to work the bike or something.
right.
It always comes in handy. The more knowledge you have, the better off you'll be and the more comfortable you will be. And again, if you are a passenger and something happens and you need to get that bike taken care of, or you need to be the one riding that bike, now you got your riding boots on, even though you're a passenger. It all comes
Good,
full circle.
good point.
I
Good
bring you
point.
all the way around.
All the way. I did like that suggestion of renting a bike, though. I mean, no reason to purchase something that you're like, well, I'll just get a bike when you can rent one
Right.
of all different types.
Right.
And
There's also demo days. We do demo days 4 or 5 times a year where you can come out and just demo a bike. You don't even have to rent it. You just come out, we register you. The rides are about 10 to 15 minutes long. You pick the bike you like in line. You go get on that bike, take a 15-minute ride that's guided, come back, pick another bike. And that gives you every single style
after
that you
you
want to
have your
ride.
endorsement, though,
Yes,
correct?
you must have your endorsement to
Just
be able
thought
to
I'd
do that.
clarify that.
So yes, you take the course or you get your endorsement, then you're ready to take demo rides. So that's also a great way to come out and get to try any bike that you want, and saving a little bit of money because you're not renting it for a weekend or a couple of days. You can ride it right there for 15 minutes and see if that's something that would be of interest to you.
Well, A lot of great tips. See, you're so knowledgeable.
Well, I work at Harley, so
Right. You better be knowledgeable, right?
I better know my stuff.
Right. Anything else you would like to share with us about riding experience or just anything in general?
Well, a little tidbit people may not know, you and I started riding about the same time, within a couple of months of each other. And one of the first rides that I took with someone other than just being alone was with you. And we went through Cassville. We stopped and had a little snack. We rode around, and I kept thinking, am I doing okay? And then I thought, well, she's new too. So we were kind of both out there getting our feet wet and riding. We'd been riding for a little bit,
Yeah.
but that's one of my memories that I will always remember, that we started close at the same time, that
Yeah.
we rode one of my first rides
Yeah.
together. And I just thought that's like way cool. And then we're still friends, and
we're still friends.
we're still friends. So you can be friends with the BlackHeart.
You can. And we're here to prove that.
Right? So everybody just needs to get out and ride. You need to get out and ride. I don't care if it's 5 minutes down the road because you want to go get an ice cream, or it's 500 miles into another state because you want to go have dinner somewhere and spend the night and then ride back. It's all about getting out there, experiencing it, seeing the world, taking pictures, creating memories, friends, alone, groups, however you want to do it, just get out there and do it.
And you know, I can tell you, since we did start riding close to the same time, that the trips that even we've been on, I wouldn't have taken those in a vehicle.
Right. Yeah.
I
There's some
mean,
you just got to do on a bike.
yeah, it's just different. It just is different. I can tell you every place I've been on a bike.
Yep. Yep.
And that is the cool thing, right? And
Yep.
it is a strong brotherhood for sure, and
Yep.
sisterhood.
Yep.
So awesome. Well, we appreciate your time, and BlackHeart, you keep making those miles count, girl.
I will.
All right.
Come see me if you want to ride. Just say, hey, let's go ride. We'll
All
ride.
right. We'll do it. Thanks.
Thanks.